Hey guys, welcome to Smark Stories. No real good news today. I didn't watch Raw. I haven't really caught up on the highlights. Anything wrestling wise that I did today was yeah. If you're watching this, you pretty much already know. But that's not what I want to start with. I want to start with last week on SmackDown. Big E took a really bad suplex and broke his neck, and it looks like Big E's career is going to be over. I'm going to try and stay optimistic though, because we've seen so many other guys come back from neck injury, so it could happen, especially with how modern medicine is advancing. You never know. I hope Big E gets to come back in the ring. If he doesn't come back in the ring, I really think that he will have like some sort of personality role, whether it's a general manager, a commentator. We seriously thought that Corey Graves would never get to wrestle again, and here he is cleared to wrestle again. And at least Big E got to win the World Championship one time. I really hope that he can come back and wrestle again, because like I said in the last episode of Smark Stories, I am a fan. I had no intention of making this video today, but in the light of the news that has happened, I wanted to pay tribute, which I already did on my TikTok.
Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
I wanted to do this video. So Scott Hall has passed away. Yesterday, Kevin Nash had to, or I guess didn't have to, but Kevin Nash took to Instagram and wrote a really long, heartbreaking post about how once the family was in place, they would take Scott Hall off of life support. And what had happened was, if you don't know, Scott Hall had to have hip replacement surgery, and as a I can't think of the word right now, but as like it happened because of the hip surgery. It like started it, or however the wording goes. I can't think of it right now, but he wound up having 3 heart attacks because of it, and they had to put him on life support because the heart attacks were so bad. And then here we are. So what I want to talk about today is just kind of a remembrance of Scott Hall, and kind of talk about what he brought to the world of wrestling. He was a huge innovator of the ladder match. Ladder matches had been done before the Scott Hall Shawn Michaels ladder match, but they really took it to a whole nother level, which inspired the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudley Boys to take it to yet another level. He was extremely inspirational to a lot of wrestlers, and a huge coach to a lot of wrestlers. You see it, all you got to do is like type in Scott Hall Twitter, and you can see all of these people paying homage, whether it's fans, whether it's wrestlers, whatever. He meant to so much of anybody that wrestling had touched. He was a founding member of the NWO. He was, the Outsiders with Kevin Nash. It was such a big thing. He, was part of the Clique, and he touched so many people. It's hard to believe in a way that he's gone. And I watched the video this morning of Hulk Hogan doing a speech of sorts for his buddy, and it was tough to watch because, like Kevin Nash said in his Instagram post, Scott Hall was like one of the closest people that Kevin Nash had ever really been to. And it's because they spent so much time together out on the road. And, I can tell you, I've got really good friends that I've spent a lot of time with out on the road. I'm not out traveling all the time for monster trucks, but my monster truck family is like a second family. And wrestling is the same way. Those guys are really tight-knit and really, really close together. And, my thoughts and prayers go out to Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, Hall's family, and so on. Because, they lost somebody close to them. We all have great memories to look back on. His Hall of Fame speech, that was so good and so inspirational. What a wonderful thing, work hard, dreams do come true. That's great for anybody that's out there trying to achieve their dream, whatever that might be, whether it's being a rider. I had to work hard to get involved with monster trucks. This YouTube channel was to try to help get word out about, my comic books, my poetry books, and be able to talk about things that I like and get people to see that I'm a real person. That I have interests, and that's another thing. Using this avenue to show that, okay, you can like wrestling, you can like hunting, you can like history, you can like all these different things and be your own person. I'm getting ready to travel down a different discussion here, and I'm wanting to keep it on Scott Hall because that's the important thing. So let's get back on track here. So Scott Hall, I don't think anybody that grew up as a 90s kid or grew up watching wrestling in the 90s will ever forget the NWO and how all that started, where, he's like, I got a challenge for, billionaire Ted. Where's the Nacho Man? That was such a great moment. And then whenever Hulk Hogan was revealed as being a member of the NWO at Bash at the Beach, there was just so many good moments that featured Scott Hall. He tried to beat Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 18 with a Stone Cold Stunner. And then he wound up getting 2 stunners himself. It's just, the guy had an amazing career. And you can't forget the whole thing where the NWO meets The Rock. And, hey, how about a picture for Hulk Hogan's son? And then, Hogan makes so much for the people's taste comment to Scott Hall and Nash. And so then, The Rock starts ripping into them all, yo, Chico, Razor Ramon. Like, it was just so many huge, memorable moments that he brought. And anybody he worked with, he took to another level because he was so good at this craft of wrestling. People talk about what it was like to watch him before he went to the WWF for the first time. Talking about how he was coming up in the indies and stuff like that. And he's a huge guy, really tall. And so he's a standout person because of his build and his size. And his career was amazing, top to bottom. There's a reason why he was a 2-time Hall of Famer. And us as wrestling fans, we need to really, keep that memory of Scott Hall alive and what he accomplished. Whether it's, watching old matches and reminiscing, or, doing really cool matchups that we wish we could have seen happen with the NWO on games like 2K19, which is what I've got right now. That's why I brought that up. 2K22, whatever. Do those cool matchups. Like, man, I wish we could have seen, the Jungle Express versus NWO, for example. Or, whatever. Just keep the memory of Scott Hall alive. That's something we can do as fans. And we got to remember to enjoy those around us, and enjoy those around us, because we're all only here for a short period of time. So create those memories, enjoy those memories while they last, and check on your friends. I'm going to use a buddy's quote for that one right there. And then, have fun enjoying wrestling, because that's the whole point. That's the point of these Smark Stories episodes, is to enjoy wrestling. It's the point of watching wrestling to begin with. That's another thing. That's I want to open up a can of worms here for a second. I seen on TikTok earlier today where somebody had made a Scott Hall, remembrance post or whatever, little video about Scott Hall on TikTok, and somebody commented on it, "Don't you know that's fake?" Like, okay, clearly the dude is, talking about, in remembrance of somebody who passed away. So, first off, what is wrong with you to where you feel the need to make that kind of negative comment on that? It not, most importantly, because somebody had died. Like, that's just rude and disrespectful. And what's wrong with you? And then this part is not as important as that part, but it is still a part that I want to address. We know it's quote unquote fake. We know what it is, but to the person or the people that make those kind of comments of, "Oh, wrestling's fake." Well, okay, wrestling's fake. Okay, so do you not watch Marvel movies? Do you not watch any fictional movie at all? Did you know Elsa's not real? Because most of us, even though it is very important to us and we love it so much and care about it so much, and that we're huge fans of it, we know that Kane and Undertaker aren't brothers. We're aware that these guys have regular lives and are actually, a lot of times, sure, there's backstage what is known as heat between guys at times, but a lot of these guys are friends. A lot of these guys get along great. They travel up and down the road together. It goes back to the family thing that I had mentioned. We get it. And a lot of times the guys that work together real good, they are friends. And they can work together good because they are friends. We know what it is. But let us enjoy it. And if you want to come at us with some sort of diss, why don't you try understanding what we enjoy first? And maybe make something about, get at us that way. Like, I refuse to acknowledge Roman Reigns as the world champion. I refuse to acknowledge him as the head of the table. Try something like that. But if you're watching this, you're obviously a wrestling fan. Or I've sent it to you and forced you to watch. I don't know. But, think about the things that you were a huge fan of that Scott Hall was involved in. One of my favorites was the ladder match, of course, with Shawn Michaels. And the stuff that he did in TNA whenever Jeff Hardy was over there, and there was the whole deal with, Kevin Nash and Jeff Jarrett and Scott Hall, like where the four were involved together in that whole storyline. That was really cool. But I want to hear yours in the comments down below. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll try to do a happier one of these later on in the week. But I wanted to get on here and talk about Scott Hall because, huge name in wrestling and meant a lot to a lot of us. So, hope you all are well. Have a good one.